of Whistles, presented by DraftKings Fantasy Sports. Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with the code Bobby Sports, because life is more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details. I'm here to say that Bobby Petrino is offensive coordinator at Arkansas, and it's wild. Wow. It's wild. Blow the whistle. I got 2 updates. There's an extra episode this week because I just got 2 freaking updates I got to talk about. One is this thing, and it's not. When I started to see other outlets covering it and being like, holy crap, I was like, okay, it's just not a personal thing. We can really talk about it on this show. And the second thing is the Bears and the bet I made that I said I was going to make that I think people didn't think I was going to make.
You did it.
So, and they almost blew it, but whatever. We'll get to that too. I'm glad everybody's here. Why don't we start with the bet? So, if you're new to this program.
Oh, I like that. The classic program.
I like to at least have a bit of authenticity with this is how much I'm betting. Here's some of my picks. This is what I did to lose or to win. Kevin tells me the games boom. And I got the information, and it turns out that I had a really bad weekend last weekend.
Turns out.
I knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was as bad as it was.
Right.
It was bad.
You have a feeling when it's not going well.
Yeah, but then I just stopped feeling.
He even texted me, it's a bad weekend.
Yeah, it's a bad weekend. So this is pre that Bears game. Over the weekend, NCAA football, I lost $4,990.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a gut punch.
Mm-hmm. So, that sucked. What else you want me to say? So, I was like, I got to get back into this. Yeah.
You tell the wife about that?
Oh, yeah. She knows I'm super.
No. When you have a bad weekend, you say like, yeah, I had a rough weekend.
Yeah, but she didn't care. Huh. She knows if there's one thing that I'm going to do, it's be responsible with freaking money.
Okay. You're labeling this as responsible? Okay.
Yeah. It's like if you were losing a quarter.
I know. And you say that, dude, and when I drive home, I'm like, God, that's stupid.
Oh.
I thought I made good money.
I think it's all relative, right?
Yeah, it's probably all relative.
Yeah. So no, that's not.
I get
I
what
also
you're
see if I'm starting to be like, I stopped playing poker because I was getting too obsessed.
Yeah.
So, no. And I told her, I was like, I need the Bears to win. I bet $5,000 on it. She was like, are they any good? I was like, no. She goes, then why'd you bet them?
Why are we watching this game?
So I was down basically $5,435 going into that game. So I bet $5,000 on the Bears plus 3.
Which is a wacky bet.
Which is crazy because the Bears just suck.
Yeah.
And Dobbs has been on a roll.
He's been on okay. I wouldn't say a roll.
Yeah, they blew the last game before that game.
He had a big entrance. Oh, he doesn't know the playbook, so all that press makes you see. So he played pretty good. A roll, though, I don't know if I put it there.
Okay.
So this is what's up. I go, I say on this show, it's going to be my last bet if I lose of the year. It's about over anyway.
Which I didn't believe you when you said that anyway.
I really enjoy betting college football way more than NFL.
Right.
I don't bet as much NFL. I do some. I feel like I'm not near as good at betting the NFL, or at least feeling like I'm as knowledgeable about what's happening.
Please.
So I'm like, let's just give it a run. And if it's over, it's over. I bet $5,000 on the Bears plus 3 to win $4,937, something like that. Game starts. Justin Fields is on fire to start the game. They drive down the field. He's like 6 for 6. He's making plays. He's sliding. It is perfect. 4th down, boom, stalled. Field goal on the first drive.
Correct.
That they missed, I think.
Whatever it was, it didn't feel that good because I felt like they were driving all the way down.
Yeah.
Well, then it just turns into a dog crap of a game where nobody's doing anything.
I was betting punts.
Were you making money?
Nope. I think we got more turnovers than punts.
Really?
Yeah.
So I'm feeling pretty good at one point in the game when it's like 9-3 maybe. So the Bears are up, or maybe 6-3.
6-3.
The point spread's messing with my mind here. The Bears are up, and if the Vikings take a field goal, I don't remember. I just remember they fumbled twice and I almost cried.
They were up 9-3 and driving when you texted me.
Okay. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
And they had plus 3 because then they kicked a field goal. Regardless, if the Vikings would have scored again, it'd have been over for me.
Yeah.
Correct.
And Justin Fields fumbled twice to try to give it to them.
Yeah, back to back.
And my butt was puckered. but I never cashed out. I kept sending Eddie from way early on. I was like, cash out?
And what did I say?
Every time, yes.
You know the answer to this
Every
question.
time, yes. But I hit it. And so right now, as it stands, I'm not down near as much. I've total wagered this year $79,000,
Ugh.
and I'm down about $1,000.
It's pretty good, man. That's entertaining right there.
Oh yeah, much time I spent watching games just
Yep.
because I'm like dialed in because of the $100 I've bet. So
I mean, we got you watching Tulane and UTSA, dude. Like,
let's go, baby.
good job.
So okay, that's the first thing. Want to get that out of the way. The second thing is Bobby Petrino, who is the greatest Razorback football coach of my lifetime. He won the last 2 years before he left. He won 10 games and 11 games. He had us a game away from the national championship. People forget that because we're little old Arkansas. So I start seeing some little pops online. What, Arkansas talked to Bobby Petrino as the offensive coordinator? Now, Bobby Petrino wasn't loved by the people he was close to there, but I'm not close to him. Who cares?
Right, you're just a fan.
It's like an artist who sings good songs.
Sure.
You're not asking
You're
me
not
to
on the road. You're not his roadie.
Absolutely. He's not throwing whiskey at me.
He's not throwing his guitar at you.
Yeah, so make some good songs.
That's right.
Like win games. So the legend has it, and the internet,
That's the legend.
and he was fired. So, but some of this stuff's going to be a little muddly. There was this woman there. He's having an affair with her.
At Arkansas?
Mm-hmm. He hires her to do a job, but he was already apparently allegedly having the affair before he hired her. He also gave her a gift of like $20,000
Like a
cash
gift,
for a car.
Got it.
She was also engaged to like one of the volleyball coaches at the University of Arkansas. So he's doing his deal, whatever that deal is. Not going to judge. Yeah, a little bit I will, but it ends up getting found out. Where he got into real trouble wasn't the affair. Coaches have affairs all the time. Sometimes you hear about them. Sometimes they get pushed under. But he was paying somebody. He hired somebody he was having sex with.
Oh.
Can't do that.
Mm-mm.
There's a word for that.
Yes. So the word is bad.
That's one of them.
So they have to fire him. Now, what's happening before that is he's out on a motorcycle. Remember the press conference where he comes in a neck brace and his face is all eat up?
Yeah.
I'll never forget that.
So they fire him. He still does the press conference. But he comes in and he's like road rash on his face, neck brace. He's like, apparently wrecked the motorcycle, had to call the cops. The cops came. She was with him, had to put her in the report. Nothing they could do. That's how it was found out. He wrecks the motorcycle. He's eat up. He's in a neck brace. I'm sad.
And this is what you call rock bottom.
Yeah, it's tough. So, myth has it. On the internet, it says, unconfirmed, allegedly,
Oh, man. It's a lot of legal terms there.
maybe the motorcycle accident didn't happen.
It was staged.
Mm-mm. Or maybe it wasn't near as bad. And possibly, the fiance beat the crap out of him.
Oh.
They never find the motorcycle? Like,
They did.
Okay.
The rumor is, allegedly, possibly, that could have happened.
okay.
The guy ended up quitting the day after
Oh, boy.
he was fired. It's a whole dramatic deal. But I'm so happy he's back. He's learned.
Oh, people can be rehabilitated.
Absolutely.
How does the community feel, though? The
We're
Arkansas
pumped. We
community?
just want to win.
Okay.
We don't care. Win games. I don't care if you graduate a freaking player. Don't graduate a player. Pay them all.
Just
Wow.
win, baby.
They're all
Wow,
committing
wow.
crimes. Keep them under. I just want to win.
Like,
I don't even care if we win a title and you have to take the banner down in 5 years.
I know you're being funny, like
No, only partially.
partially being funny, but these are conversations that real programs have.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's go.
Like, do we really care, guys?
So what's interesting is, he leaves Arkansas for a while and does some coaching stuff. He goes up to Missouri State, almost beats us. He comes into Arkansas a couple years ago, almost beat us. Goes over to, he's going to be the UNLV offensive coordinator, but before that job even starts, Jimbo Fisher hires him at Texas A&M. The issue at Texas A&M is, and their offense was a little better, but Jimbo Fisher's an offensive guy, and Petrino really was just the offensive coordinator, wasn't really the play caller. So as much as their offense improved a little bit, Obviously, Jimbo still got fired, but he wasn't really able to run the offense. Now, I don't know Bobby Petrino's an offensive coordinator. All I know him as a head coach. And he's doing some shady stuff, too, back in the day.
Who was it?
Exactly. He's
Who
just
was
bad
it?
at covering it up.
Come on.
But it's so exciting to me.
Who hires him? Like, who does the hiring?
Hunter Yurachek, and the big deal, he's the AD. The big deal was he got fired for cause, and you can't rehire somebody when you fired them for cause.
Oh.
And they had to, like, overrule a law or something. It's awesome.
Wow. Because we want to win.
What about the KJ Jefferson stuff? Because I'm
I don't
reading
know
more
anything
about
about
it now.
that.
So, yeah.
I literally I've been in meetings for, like, the past 2 hours. I saw nothing about him doing anything. KJ Jefferson's our quarterback. I have not even opened Twitter. Can you tell me what the deal is?
Yeah, so what I'm seeing is there are reports that he's expected to leave to enter the transfer portal. But
Okay.
now he posted, I just saw like an hour ago or so, on his Instagram, I haven't made a decision yet.
Well, Arkansas's got a new NIL called Arkansas Edge now that they're bringing in that's like $4 more million a year.
Cool.
So that's what's going to make the difference. Can they pay him more money? He makes a really good living now.
Yeah.
He does good.
And then some people are saying it's because they're bringing in Petrino, but I don't know about all that.
KJ Jefferson's not really Petrino's type of quarterback, but KJ Jefferson's a good quarterback, and that's Petrino's type of quarterback. I don't know that KJ Jefferson is one of those guys that does a lot of multi-checks at the line,
Mm-hmm.
but he's extremely athletic. Bright guy, but he's not up there trying to dissect a defense with his mind.
Sure.
He's up there figuring out how to run through them or how to get the ball to somebody quickly. If he stays, great. If he leaves, I won't like that, but I won't be that upset because I'm just now going to trust this process. And by the way, this process, it's 1 year. If they don't win next year, everybody's gone from up there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody knows that. It's awesome. I can't wait. I'm excited again. I went from being like, this sucks. Life sucks. I hate football. Let's go. Time machine. I did message Bobby Petrino, who
You, DM'd him?
and here's the thing. I don't know him because I only started to have a little bit of presence within the program in the past like 7 or 8 years. When I started, A, having a bit more notoriety, and B, having a bit more money because I would just be like, I got money, let me donate it. I want to be part of this. And so I never knew him. I never met him. And I went on Twitter because I tagged him in something. I was like, all hail Bobby Petrino,
Mm.
national championship next year. Partially kidding, but not really. And I saw he followed me on Twitter.
Right after you posted that?
No. I went, yeah, but he didn't follow me after that. I actually, as soon as I posted, I went over to his page real quick.
Mhm.
And it said he follows you.
Oh, so he must have, he could have been following you for a while then.
Oh, yeah, I'm assuming he was.
Wow.
But I don't think he posts a lot. So I messaged him 13 hours ago. It's sent but not seen yet, I guess.
He's probably got a lot of DMs to go through, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
but not from you.
am I a jockstrap sniffer because I messaged him immediately?
Mm.
I was like, glad to see you back, coach. Hit me up if you need anything. Maybe in town in a few weeks if you're around. Here's my cell phone number.
What do you think he needs
A friend.
from
Understanding.
Support.
Okay,
Dude,
okay.
I can't wait. It's crazy. It's like if Bill Belichick was going to go be offensive coordinator for somebody. To you.
That's what he is. He is that big to you.
He's our greatest coach. He's the greatest coach of my lifetime. Again, we had 10-2, 11-1 seasons with him. We were in the national top 5, top 7. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And the only reason it stopped is because he had road rash on his face.
Mm-hmm. Neck brace.
Hey, whatever he does his own time,
Pulled
as long as you
tight.
ain't hurting kids or dogs, have at it, buddy.
I'm with you on that.
So I am
As long as we're winning.
I am excited. Woo! Anyway, so those are the 2 updates I wanted to get on here
It's
today.
pretty good.
We'll do another show coming up later in the week. Is there anything you guys would like to say?
Kevin?
This transfer portal is wild. Season hasn't even fully ended yet,
And
these
getting wilder.
these players are just like Will Howard from K-State.
Mhm.
He's leaving. Our guy, our team.
So here's another thing that's happening too with the portal. Obviously, there's a lot of poaching where people are calling, going, "Hey, we'd love to have you," or they're going through people. But there's also like a dark money NIL that's happening, which is you can pay anybody anything to do anything. All you gotta do is sign. Doing this here, have $25,000. Doing this. Oh, you're gonna stay at the program? Okay, our collective will pay you $1 million. Whatever it is. But now the dark money NILs are, okay, we're going to give you a $250,000 deal, but only $125 is going to be taxable that they know about. The other $125 will be cash because these players are having to deal with taxes.
Yeah.
So they're like partially dark money NIL deals.
It's like going on a game show, man. Like, yeah, it's cool. You win a car, but then you got to pay on that.
It just makes me wonder, like, how long these players have been brewing this during the season.
Dude, I'd be brewing it every game.
That's crazy to me that you're able to play with your team and be committed to your team, quote unquote, and you enter the portal 3 days after the season.
It's a business decision. That's all
I
it
know.
is.
It's just
Yeah, but they're also kids, though. Like, how responsible are they?
Exactly. That's also right. I'd be thinking about money all the time.
Sure.
Especially if you're a kid that comes from no money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I was doing my last contract here, it was on my mind every day for like 7 months. And we just got it wrapped up like a month and a half ago. Every day. Because I was just thinking about, or I was having a conversation with, every day. Now imagine if you're 19 and other people are chirping at you too.
Does it take the pressure off of like draft and your next move? You know, where like back in the day, you know, yeah, you made some money under the table or whatever, but I mean, your big money was getting drafted in the NFL and playing in the NFL. Here, you're like, oh, I can make some good money now because I might not get drafted.
It keeps people in college a bit longer.
Yeah.
If they're making equal or more than they would if they were a 6th, 7th round pick or USFA.
Yeah.
UFSA, unrestricted free agent. Whatever.
Oh, I thought you were talking like USFL or something.
No.
I thought you were talking about Stephen F. Austin.
Yeah.
That's
there you go.
My letters may not have been right.
There you go.
So, yes, and not only that, like a guy like KJ Jefferson would probably have gone out for the draft and been a 5th round pick and made $800,000 a year, which is a great amount of money. However, he could probably make $1.3 million. That 1% of players could probably make $1 million, $1.3 million if they go at a quarterback, especially,
and potentially build his draft stock and be a higher
and
pick
do
next
that
year.
as well,
right?
Yes. So, and what's cool though too on the positive side of it is that I think a lot of these scouts, like we'll have John Middlecoff on later in the week, who was an NFL scout, has his own show now. He had to go and just kind of assume what players would do once they got rich. Like, okay, this is what they're like. They're going to be 1st, 2nd round picks. Oh, God, are they going to go crazy when they get money?
Yeah.
Now, they're getting money already, and you can kind of see the decisions they're making already without real help. So I think that's good for the next level because you're not going to have a lot of guys going to the 1st, 2nd round that are paid millions of dollars, and all of a sudden they're like, I'm rich, I'm going to go crazy, let's go. It's like going to college after you're homeschooled. You kind of wouldn't know. You're homeschooled forever, but now you're going to go away and go to college?
You're going to go ape ass.
You're going to go, yes. Now,
I'm in college, baby.
let's say you go to college. Let's say you go to homeschool for up to grade 10, but 11th, 12th grade, you're like, I'm going to go to a private or public school and be around other kids. And that's a little bit of an integration to understand what it's going to be like when you go off. So I love it.
I watched that new Beckham, series you
like
watched,
it?
right?
Yeah.
I just watched one episode, but just talking about this, he talks about how when he was younger, his first like major deal, he would get paid on Friday and it was all spent by Sunday, which is wild. So these kids are probably doing the same thing. He was 19 or 18 at the time.
For sure. It'd be awesome.
How can you not?
I wish I'd been an athlete now instead of back then, because back then I didn't make any money.
You would have made more now.
Nah, I still made zero.
Have you all watched the Barry documentary on?
Yes.
Have you watched that? Is
Yeah,
that
I
good?
watched it last weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's about Barry Sanders,
No.
and I think it's always on Netflix or Hulu.
Hulu, I believe.
I keep seeing it, pop up when I'm sliding on shows or whatever, and I'm like, "Ooh, I want to watch that," but my wife doesn't want to watch that with me, so I got to get my own time to do that.
Yeah, it's Hulu. It's why
You haven't seen it.
I have not.
it's why he retired early. Like he finally talks about it.
Because the Lions are like a disaster.
I'm not gonna get into it. No
No
spoilers.
spoiler. We like
spoilers.
that.
No
Nice.
spoilers.
Good
like
job,
that.
Kevin.
We have a new episode of Too Much Access up with the BYU volleyball team. I'm surprised at how passionate people are for this one.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
I don't know if it's a more passionate. Obviously, there aren't as many volleyball fans as football fans. Just a numbers game.
Mhm.
But maybe the volleyball fans are just so much more passionate.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. People are like, you got to do this goal. It's like, we did volleyball because it was kind of funny, and we were there. But also, Heather Olmstead, like, I don't often say this, but she's like a G.
Oh yeah, she's awesome.
Like, I was ready to suit up
Yeah.
and sit the bench.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sit the bench.
Right.
But just to be under her leadership. So it's our sit down with BYU women's head volleyball coach, Heather Olmstead. She played it.
Coach, as you wanted to call her.
Yeah, I don't want to call her Heather. She's like, everybody calls me Heather. I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah, it's
I
weird.
must respect you.
Yeah.
She played at Utah State from 98 2001, was on the U.S. professional team 2002, 2003. The tournaments this week. So BYU is the 4 seed heading into NCAA D1 women's tournament this week. Their first game is Friday night against Weber State at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Let's go.
Yeah, follow the team's Twitter account at BYU Volleyball to keep up with the tournament. Is this tournament like basketball where they do Friday, Saturday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah.
And
I mean, you look it up and the brackets look the exact same.
But I mean, did they take the week off and they go again?
And then they
do-
go again the following weekend?
Mhm.
I believe so.
Well, let's go. I'm rooting for them.
I mean, you got Arkansas in there too.
They're a 3 seed.
Are you torn at all?
No, not Arkansas always.
Okay.
But they're on the same side, I don't think.
I think they're on different sides. So hopefully, maybe they meet each other at the end.
They're on different sides.
Yeah. When does Arkansas play?
They play Friday at 7 o'clock our time.
Who are they playing?
Stephen F. Austin, I think, right?
Yeah.
Really?
Look at
Yeah.
you.
You torn?
Mm-hmm. No, I went to San Francisco State. Stephen F. Austin was that was our rival.
Same dude.
Oh, so you're a big Razorback guy this week.
Yeah, dude, that was the Battle of the
Thought that was
Pines,
the same
man.
dude.
Battle of the Pines.
That's why I
I
looked
thought
at
that was
him.
like Eminem and Marshall Mathers.
no.
They just changed their name.
Yeah, it was like P. Diddy and Puff
Yeah.
Daddy.
What's wrong with you guys?
All right. Here's Coach Heather Olmstead.
Before you walked in, Coach, Eddie and I were talking, and we were debating on what to call you because I said, no, we have to call her Coach. And then Eddie said, no, why don't we just call her by her first name?
Her name's Heather. I'm like,
No,
let's
I-
just call her Heather.
I hear you, but it's a... well, she
Eddie's right.
Okay, I hear you,
Like
but
Heather.
but I feel like you're doing a job that is very respectful. You're also a very successful person at that job. That I said, hey, let's call her Coach Olmstead at first, and then if she's like, no, call me Heather, then I probably still won't, but at least we know.
Yeah, I hear you. I got players that are the same way, and
Do some of your players call you Heather?
all my players call me Heather. But
That's
there's some
crazy.
players that call me Coach, especially younger players that are good at recruiting, and some of it's culturally in their culture, it's respectful. So I let it fly because if that's what they're comfortable with calling me Coach, then it's kind of endearing. So.
Is that purposeful? Is it for the culture that you have with
Well,
your team?
I started coaching at 23, and so everyone called me Heather. I was an assistant coach all the way up till 2015 here at BYU. So it felt weird all of a sudden in 2015 to say, no, call me Coach.
Yeah, all of a
Because,
sudden.
when you're an assistant, and I was young, I was almost their same age. So I'm okay with Heather.
And so since you were here and it stayed, the name had to stay.
Yeah.
I hate the name Bobby Bones. And because it's not my real name. My name's
So what do we call
My name's
you?
Bobby. Well, no, Coach Bobby. But my name's Bobby. But when I was 17 or 18, they were like, your name's Bobby Bones. And everywhere I went was connected to the last place. I couldn't shake it because everybody knew it. So, yeah, I'm going to call you Coach because I think that's what
Okay.
you really want.
All
But he
right.
also, Coach, he also can't call his father-in-law Dad or
I've never called him a name.
he just says,
period.
hey.
Yeah, never.
Okay.
Because I didn't know what to call him. Do I say Bill? Do I say Pops? Do I say I don't know. So I just decided way early on I was calling him nothing.
Okay.
I make eye contact and then speak. and I've been married for a couple years now.
Okay.
And never one
Still
time.
going strong?
Now it's a
Good.
running joke. I've
Okay.
never said his name.
Okay.
So question one, is that bizarre?
I think you might have some issues.
I think I do too. Yes.
Definitely, Coach.
That is correct.
We all do, so it's okay.
Is there a text thread of all the really elite coaches? Do you guys like Saban's on there?
Right.
I'm very close. I have a family member, Patty Gasso, is family to me. She runs the softball coach at Oklahoma.
Okay.
I put you in this category because you guys are the elite of the elite. So what do you guys talk about in this text thread that you're going to say you don't have?
I mean, that would be worth a lot of money if we could get that going. There is no text thread, but if there were, I'd love to be on it. I'd love to just learn and listen and soak up all I could. So basically, I have to go stalk Saban on Twitter and on YouTube and steal all his quotes and then repeat it to my team. And I usually give him credit, though.
Are coaches pretty receptive to you going, hey, I'd like to come in and understand the culture of, it doesn't matter what program it is, but if you were to reach out to, you can insert any.
Absolutely.
They'd let you come in
So
and.
I spent a week with Danny Ainge just recently, back in February, and he immediately offered up jazz practices and meetings. I haven't taken him up on it. I will in the off season for us. Things like that happen all the time. Coaches in different sports are open to letting their gyms or courts, whatever, be open to other coaches learning. So especially in volleyball, I think it's a good culture of, hey, I want to come learn. Is there a good time? And people open up their gyms. It's incredible. And we're open as well. People that I talk to know if they want to come learn and I can help. Mentoring has always been something that's interested me since a young age. My dad was a coach. And so I've been drawn to mentors. Older coaches, people much wiser than me, has always been an interest. And as I unfortunately get older and the kids stay the same age, the mentorship for me to be mentors to my players or other coaches in the community has been exciting for me.
Has your dad been a big part of mentoring you, or at least introducing you to other people that he
Absolutely.
thinks really?
Yeah, the legend Kathy Gregory at UCSB, Carl McGowan, who's here at BYU, and his son Chris. My dad has been an integral part. Karch Karai, who he coached in high school at Santa Barbara High. All sorts of mentors from all different areas of the game that have been really influential in what I've done as a coach and here at BYU.
If you were to get on the court now, because obviously you were on the U.S. professional team too, but if you got on and let's say you put on a wig and you're like, hey, this is our new player, Cindy, would you dominate today at Division I BYU?
You know, I hate to lose, so I think I would hold my own. I don't know if I'd dominate, but I would fire up everyone else on the court to play better so they wouldn't notice how bad I was. They would all rise up, and I would just try not to stick out.
What were you
Guaranteed.
what were you like as a player?
I was feisty.
What were you the goon? Did you go fight the other team, or were you the leader who was loud, or were you the like what were you?
You'd have to ask my teammates that, but I just grew up in a competitive family. There's 6 girls, 1 boy. I have a twin sister. We always had each other to play with and to compete with. We grew up playing sand volleyball, so I love the competition aspect of anything that you're doing and trying to be the very best you can while learning as much as you can. So I was feisty. I probably got in some players' faces. I tried to keep it on our own side, but I just wanted our group to be the best we could be, and whoever you were playing, it really didn't matter. I love the underdog role, and I think that suits us at BYU. I think in general our sporting teams are underdogs, and for sure our volleyball team. I don't know if other people feel that way out in the community.
Because you guys
bummer.
dominate.
So I can't pull
as
that.
As soon as you got into underdog, I was like, that's just not true. You've been in the you've been ranked for like 100 million weeks in a row.
Now we got this new path that we're trying to blaze, and so we got to find our way through the Big 12 as a university, and no, still
Not
doesn't?
really.
Okay,
No,
sorry.
it's just
not convincing,
You can
Coach.
say all
Okay,
that.
sorry.
But you have a real culture of winning. You were the first coach to hit the 100 Division I. I mean, you're it. You're her
Okay.
when it comes to coaching.
You're her. Okay.
So the underdog thing doesn't really
Okay.
float anymore.
All right.
So how do you do this? Because it equally is hard to keep a team motivated that's winning. And
Yeah.
to continue winning because you can obviously, as they say, rest on your laurels at times. How do you keep your girls fired up?
Oh, gosh, that's such a good question. I think it's that intrinsic motivation that we want to recruit in players. They come to BYU to be high performing academically, spiritually, athletically, personally, socially. That's the type of young woman that we get in our program, and our staff is as well. So that's already going to be intrinsically in them, and we, as you're saying, just need to continue to find areas to challenge them, for them to be challenged where they can get better in this or that, or hey, you're doing really well in this area. Let's keep. We want them to play to their strengths. We don't want them to always look at what they're not doing well. So this is what your strengths are. It's like all the greatest in any aspect. They know what their strengths are. LeBron, Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, and then they still work on their weaknesses on the side, but they're not obsessed with those because they are who they are because of their strengths. And that's what we want our team to recognize and to get excited about those, and then dabble in some of their weaknesses in their spare time.
I have mid knowledge of volleyball. I
Okay.
would say I know more
Okay.
than somebody that's
Okay.
average, and it's like they hit the ball.
Okay.
Like I know what a libero is.
Okay.
Oh, what is
Good.
that?
They wear a different jersey.
Why?
Because they're the one that goes in and digs it out of the ground.
Okay.
Is that somewhat accurate?
Close, yeah.
There is a dig. I've heard of that.
No, it digs.
Yeah.
But that's not the same. But
Oh.
that's like their job to play defense, kind of.
Yeah, libero in Italian means free, so
Oh, it's
they're
not called
free.
libero?
Libero,
Okay.
libero. I say libero. I call them bros because it's a little tougher. Like you're a bro. Let's go dig some balls.
Ooh, nice.
And,
So
and that's their job,
They
right?
come in and out of the game freely, and they don't cost us a substitution. So they're tracking them, but you only get 15 subs. So when someone comes in and out of the match, you track it as a sub. They go in and out like just mad women, just like, and nobody counts them. They can just go in and out as much as they want.
And can they stand wherever they want?
They can't go to the front row, and they can't jump and spike it.
So does that mean liberos are shorter? generally?
It typically means their expertise is going to be in passing and defending, and so that leads to smaller players that are quicker, that can read the game. Just somewhat naturally, it happens as they progress, as they start to specialize in positions, but it doesn't mean you can't have a 5'9", 5'10", 5'11" libero. And in fact, if they're long and they have length, we all would want 6-foot liberos because you can extend more. Volleyball is a game that's extended. Whether you set or spike or you dig, your limbs are being extended. Very rarely is the ball going to come right to you. It's like, oh, here it is. You've got to play extended. So we would like them to be taller, but the taller players end up going into hitting or setting or blocking, and you end up getting smaller liberos.
What's the position that's the real bulldog?
The libero,
Hit it, yeah.
for sure.
It seems like it.
They're feisty. They have to be loud. They have to communicate well. They're usually the key cornerstone to your defense and your passing, and that can really set up your defense as far as, hey, we're going to serve and we're going to defend behind you, and our block's going to be up there. I think setters are also some bulldogs. They're like the quarterback, if you know football.
I do know football,
Okay.
and I know volleyball a little bit. So when you say setter,
So what position would you be?
I'd be the killer.
The killer?
That's not a
outside
position.
hitter.
That's the
Outside hitter.
Outside hitter.
you
killer.
can't jump. You can't jump.
And I'd have like 100 kills a game. I just love that they call it kills.
But you can't jump.
Sure, I can. I can jump. How tall is that net?
7'4".
Yeah, I can't jump
It's
that.
not a
7'4".
pickleball net.
I can't
Yeah,
jump
But
that high.
I'm sorry, the men's net is even higher. But
We
don't care
7'4"
about-
for
we don't
the
care about the
women's.
men's net.
Yeah,
We are here.
we play
That's
on
right.
both.
We're here to.
That's
to
right.
play-
Women's volleyball.
Yes, women's volleyball.
How do you market this team? And I would imagine every team is different to just the student body and to the community to come and watch and support.
Oh, Cougar Nation is unbelievable. I mean, we've had back-to-back over 3,000. We're playing these back-to-back matches right now a couple times where I think just our players, the excitement, the way that they play the game, winning always breeds interest in the community coming out. But our women are just people of caliber that'll go out and interact with the players, with the young girls, with whatever people interested in volleyball. And I think BYU does a great job just get people excited about what BYU is doing heading into the Big 12 and the opportunities we have to be. We're already in the nation, on BYU TV was great, but now we're on ESPN Plus and we're getting out there with football, and I think it's good. So I think volleyball is an exciting sport. I don't know if you saw one of the most recent volleyball games on Sunday had like 1.6 million people watching it, between Nebraska and Minnesota, and that's legit.
Yeah, the
1.6.
Nebraska, the football stadium one,
That was unreal.
And I watched that too.
92,000 plus.
So cool.
And it's cool for them, but it's also cool for the sport
Absolutely.
because one, that was one of the head stories, just period of all sports
Yeah.
that day. It's like, look at, Lincoln, Nebraska. They're
Yeah.
showing up for their volleyball team, which they do anyway. They have they're very passionate about the
Yeah.
team, and they did the walk. It was just anytime you can get anything in front of a bunch of eyeballs,
Yep.
like that's a win. And so, and I had a buddy who played the show afterward, like the music part of it. When you do big events here, like what's the goal here? Do you get to do something special? Do you play only here? Will you get out and on top of the mountain?
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
Well, I don't in the snow.
even in tennis
in the
racket
snow?
shoes. In tennis racket shoes, though, that they walk up and down.
I think that's a good question. I think my players asked after they saw the football, and I think basketball did an exhibition too after that, Iowa maybe, if we were going to play in the Marriott Center where men's basketball, we were like, no. We just love the coziness of the Smith Fieldhouse, and we love the fans filling it up. And I think the bigger you get, if you could guarantee me that we could fill it up, sure. And it's not that I'm afraid of that. It's just the Smith Fieldhouse brings such a special, unique feeling to the community and to our team. I told them no, but I think they got mad because they think I didn't have belief that we could fill it up, and I think we could.
Isn't the Smith Fieldhouse pretty big though?
It seats 5,000 plus.
But isn't that
That's pretty big.
I mean, isn't that for a volleyball?
Yeah, but what if we
arena?
could get 10?
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
No, I was just looking at pictures of it looks bigger than other schools that I've seen their volleyball.
It just depends on where you're looking. The Midwest has got great crowds going right now. So just volleyball is growing as a sport. It's popular, and we're getting some professional leagues, a couple popping up, which is important
In the
because
States?
yeah, we have Athletes Unlimited, and we have some other professional organizations. I think there'll be 2 in 24, which is huge for our players to know they can finish their careers and they can stay in the States. They don't have to go overseas to go play.
I had friends that as soon as they finished playing, they had to go to every European country.
Yeah.
European countries I didn't even know existed.
Was it volleyball?
Blue Gladina. Yeah.
Oh, so you do know volleyball.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I'm not.
I thought you were switching sports on me, but you're
No, I'm
talking
not
volleyball.
completely an idiot. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm kind of an idiot, but not
Okay.
completely an idiot.
I like that.
Yeah.
We have a couple players playing. Heather Knighting's playing in Turkey. Alexa Gray's playing in Turkey. Ronnie Jones Perry's playing in Brazil. So we have some BYU players playing foreign.
When you finished, did you play overseas
I
at
played
all?
in Croatia.
Ooh,
So loved it.
What was that like?
Amazing.
Cold?
No, it was amazing. I lived in Rijeka, which is on the coast. And I'm a beach girl. I'm from Santa Barbara, so I'm drawn to the beach and just outdoor. And that's why I love Utah. So Croatia was amazing. I've been back many times. I love it.
I thought she was going to say, that's why I love you. And then she said,
Are you
"Ta."
Croatian?
Really?
No, I just thought she was enjoying the interview. She's like, that's why I love you. I was like, well, Ta.
Did you start playing beach volleyball?
I grew up playing sand. My dad took us to the beaches, and we played on East Beach, where all the great legends have grew up. And that's my first love is sand, and had to play indoor, but I love indoor.
What was the transition from sand to court?
Well, it wasn't really a transition. You grew up playing both, so it never felt like a transition. But I like sand because I like to be in control of the game, and it's two people, and you get to touch the ball way more. So I love just owning it and being able to just really develop all your skills, passing, setting, hitting, and then you get on a court of 6 and the ball like hardly comes to you. You're like, and then you're a libero and nobody serves you. So what's the point of the libero?
Exactly.
They avoid the libero. So next time you watch a game, see how many times the libero actually passes the ball? It's like, what are we doing? They're not even serving them.
What would you credit as the key to your winning culture, your specifically?
Yeah, our players, 100%.
Yeah, but the players aren't playing.
They are.
No.
They
No,
touch-
you don't let me finish. The players aren't playing until one, you decide they can play, and that's based
true.
on a couple of things: their abilities, how hard they work, their attitudes, and that's instilled to them by you.
Yeah.
So what is it fundamentally? What's important to you, and you would credit just the winning to?
Yeah, I think you got to have the horses, and so we like to identify players that can come play at a high level that are high performing. So we want them to be high performing individuals, mentally, physically, emotionally. What do you want to accomplish? Because this is not easy to play Division I volleyball anywhere in the country, let alone at BYU, where the expectations are high, the standards are high. We have standards that we believe you should show up every day with, and we're going to hold you to them. So I think holding people to those standards, showing them the blueprint, this is what we can accomplish. And I mean, my brother hired me in 2011. He was the head coach. He's now the men's head coach. Yeah.
Your brother was the head coach here?
Yeah. He hired me here in 2011. And then he became the men's head coach in 2015, and I became the women's head coach. But I believed in the vision of the players and athletes that we were getting and being able to win a national championship. And in 3 years, 2014, we got to the finals, and we played in the national championships and lost. And then 4 years later, in 2018, we went to another Final Four. So we're due for another Final Four. So that's what we're working towards. But I think the players, my staff, the administration, everyone working towards just being the best you can be, and whether that national championship comes or not, we're excited about the journey of becoming and what our young women could become through hardships, adversities, highs and lows, winning, losing. It's about what are they going to become after this, and are they going to be CEOs, business owners, mothers? What are you going to do with your life, and how can we help you be really good at that? And oh, by the way, let's get really good at volleyball while you're here. And they've been able to do that.
How tall are you?
5'9".
How tall is your brother?
He's 6'1".
So you guys aren't huge.
No, he was a libero here. He won 2 national championships with BYU.
But why are you the better coach?
Oh, no, he's really good.
Nah, I've been looking at some stuff.
We know
know-
you, Coach.
Yeah, we've been looking
We
at
don't
some
know
stuff,
him.
Coach.
He-
Young, 100 wins quicker than anybody. You're not
He
gonna
got-
pull one over on us.
He got it was 200. So you keep miss saying.
Oh no,
that.
I stopped reading notes in
Okay.
1997,
Okay,
so
okay.
I quit.
I'm just
then.
kidding you.
Yeah.
He went to the finals in 2014, and I haven't got there yet. So and he's got a couple national championships. So he's for sure the better coach, better athlete.
Yeah, debatable. So, you ever been hit in the face hard?
Yeah,
Ooh.
many times.
So
Doesn't
hard in the
feel good.
nose where your eyes are all watery?
Yeah, it
And
doesn't
do you
feel
check
good.
yourself out? Or is that embarrassing? Like, because listen, if I got hit and I was playing ball, even baseball, if I got hit, I was
Yeah.
like, ain't nothing, I'm gonna walk first. But inside I was like, oh God, please get me out of here.
Do you act like nothing happened?
Yeah, I would just be like, that didn't hurt.
Yeah, I mean it hurts if you take it off the nose directly. It's your eyes. You're not gonna be able to see because it just your whole face feels swollen and hurts. If it's off the side, you can manage it much better. Like I'm good.
Does it black your
I'm
eyes
good.
if you hit you in the nose?
The nose, yeah, you get a little bit you can't see because your eyes are watering because it hurts. But if it gets you somewhere else, you can usually move on from that. But we're a lot more aware of the what it does to you to get hit in the face point blank. It hurts, and our players can hit pretty hard. So, we try to make sure everyone's okay.
I wouldn't like that.
And we actually don't like that. Yeah, we want our players to we train them to apologize to our opponents. I think it's something that when you're younger maybe you think is cool if you six-pack someone, but as you get older and you watch the professional leagues, they'll put their hand up and say sorry right away from the cross of the net. And I think that's something that we could bring to our level, in college, the respect and knowing that no one's trying to intentionally hurt anybody, but that doesn't feel good.
But let's say you're mouthing a little bit. I'd be like, sorry, sucker.
It's hard to aim. Like, there's a lot of things happening. The ball's moving from someone's passing platform to a setter to the air when you're jumping. So to think that you can aim at someone, maybe you're really good, but
I was.
You're that good.
Yeah, I was that good.
It just usually doesn't happen that way.
Yeah, no, I'm an elite athlete. Whenever, and I don't know the name of it, and like one person jumps and they fake it, then another person jumps and they
that's so
fake it,
cool.
Yeah.
and then the third person, why? Is that like a play where you go like
That's a
three?
good question. I like your questions because they're I don't ever think of them because they're so basic.
Oh boy. That's not a compliment.
They're like super good.
What's the word? Elementary?
They're
That's it.
so good.
This is volleyball for dummies, and I'm asking the questions. Okay, go ahead.
No, I actually like that because our setter does call plays. You'll see them hold their jersey and they call a play with their hands. And so if the gym's loud, it's like football. We have hand signals, and you don't want the other team to know what you're running. And so we have set plays, and the players know what they're going to run. And so everyone has to jump as if they're getting set. And then that way you hold the blockers on the opponent team. Does that make sense? Because if you didn't approach and act like you were, then the blockers would move to where the person was actually getting set. So everybody has to jump and fake it. But now it's like I'm like getting better ideas with like what you guys are giving me some coaching ideas.
Yeah.
How to throw off defenses.
Well, and so if they got to fake it, but it's only meant for that one person.
But they don't know that they're not getting set. Everyone thinks they're getting the ball. Everyone expects to get the ball. She doesn't
on
show.
your side? On your
Yeah,
side?
she doesn't show. She shows everyone what they're going to hit, but she doesn't tell them who she's going to set. So everyone thinks they're getting the ball. So everyone's on high alert. And then once she reads the other team and what's going on and gets a feel for our pass, for instance, if we pass it way off the net, it's only going to go to one person because you can't set someone in the middle of the court. It needs to be a really good pass. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. It makes me think, though, that if I were an NFL wide receiver, and this happens a little bit now, and they're like, give me the ball, I need the ball. Does that ever happen? Where,
Oh,
like,
yeah, all the time.
Why am I not getting the ball?
All the time.
And then how do you manage that?
Yeah, you talk about game plans and what we're trying to do. Are we wanting to overload? Are we wanting to exploit a certain blocker? We want to look at our matchups. Like, hey, we want to feed this person because of this matchup. I mean, there are matchups with the other teams. And so you talk to your team about what we're trying to do, and then it comes down usually to your ball control, where how good are you handling the ball, passing, defense. If your ball control is really good, you're going to have a lot of options.
All right, final 4 questions.
4?
4.
Okay.
That's
it,
just a random
just
number
4.
we pick.
Just 4.
And we just
Okay.
commit to it. If you deflate a volleyball a little bit, or you inflate
Tom
a
Brady.
volleyball a little bit, does that help? And are there rules to stop
Yeah.
an advantage?
Yeah, it's a
because you're
good
both
question.
hitting it, though, right?
Yes, good question. The refs, I don't know, the refs check the pressure before every match. So
PSI.
the PSI, the refs have a little pump and they check it, so you have to play it illegal. It's on the ball what illegal is. But we do go to schools. We'll practice a day before, and all their balls are flat. It's wild. We're like, are you really practicing with flat balls? So we bring our own pump and we pump them up. So the next day, their balls are over pumped.
Got him.
So, but what's the advantage if you both get to use the same ball?
Um,
Or do you change balls based on whose serve it is?
I think there's some advantage with
You looked at me
some
like that was the
flow.
dumbest question
It was a basic
of all the
good
questions.
question.
No,
Elementary questions.
Because again, with different sports, they use a different
There
ball.
is. There is. So, there's a lot about altitude, sea level. We don't talk about that. We just serve the ball, figure out how to get it to float in the court. But we're not going to spend too much time with you're at sea level, you're at altitude, the ball's flatter, it's deflated. Like, just figure it out, get a feel for it. But we like when we train for the balls to be at the PSI that they're supposed to be, because that's what you're going to play at in a game. So there's really no reason that you're going to play. I don't know why teams like to play with flat balls. Like, that's a good question.
Thank
It
you.
hurts your arm.
Hey, I'll take
it
that.
hurts your
It's
arms.
basic, but
Well, she
either
just
way,
looked at me like I was an idiot. Then I got a good question at the
it
end of that
is a
question.
good question.
Yeah.
It's a very good question.
Eddie?
Coach, so let's talk about travel.
Yeah.
So when I travel with my wife, I have to tell her all the time, we're going for one day. We don't need 5 pairs of shoes. Like, we don't need. What's the travel like with the girls? Like, is it, you have to be like, guys, no, you don't need extra bags. Like, we don't have enough room in the bus.
No, they are so good with travel. They literally bring the exact amount of practice, sweats, matches. Like, you see no extra packing. Because they have to carry their bags. They're like,
Oh,
"No,
that's
thanks."
the key. I should make my wife do that.
That is a good idea.
Dudes on the football team do the same thing. Like, you don't have to bring 19 pair of Jordans.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I think it's just college kids more than anything.
Okay, yeah, no, you don't see that with our team. They pack their school books in their bags, and so they get a little heavy too. And so they're pretty good at packing. We haven't had any problems with that. I mean, sometimes they maybe forget something. That's on the opposite
And
end.
do you have
Yeah.
extra of everything?
No.
Exactly. So go home.
It's a problem.
Yeah, fly
So
home.
then
and
you're
get
like,
it.
well, it's your fault.
Yes.
Yeah, we usually have to go buy it, and the jerseys is the biggest thing. We have some extra jerseys. You have blood jerseys in case someone gets blood, so you have those. But we try to double check our packing. But no, we do not have a over packing issue with our team. I think it's just the basic. What do you need to practice, match, sweats, get comfy, and travel to and from. And they look good. They got some swag. They look good.
Final 2 questions. I say that every time just so you know where we are.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
also, we're a big fan of your head of communications here, and he keeps looking at his phone, so I feel like he's like, you got to go.
Yeah.
That's what we feel like.
No, I
he's-
blocked off the whole day for you.
No,
all.
he manages
The
a
whole
tight
day?
ship.
Yeah, I
He's-
thought you were coming to practice.
We are.
We are. We're
Okay.
not going anywhere.
Okay.
Unless you plan on hitting at us, and we're not.
We could get you out there.
You're not
could-
going to 6-pack us, are you, Coach?
Is that what it's called again?
That's what she said. What is
Did I?
6-pack?
Why would it be a
I don't know.
6-pack, though, if it's one in the
It's
face?
actually a good question.
Like, if you'd hit me in the
Another
stomach
good
with
basic
it.
question. See,
Yeah.
So educational.
What is it for you? What's the goal? Macro, micro this season, macro next 5 years.
Yeah, I think always to become the best we can be. How good can this group be? We have 7 matches left. How good can we be that we know of? And then we get to play in the postseason. Let's see how good this group can be with the seniors that are never going to play again. We try to pump them up, motivate them that way. We have some 5th years. We have some COVID kids that are having opportunities to play longer. I'm motivating them by let's see how good we can become. Let's see if we can win, championships. What does that look like? Conference, national, what does that look like? And the journey to become that. I think long term, we want to get BYU's first women's national championship. We're still searching for a woman head coach to win it. I think it's going to happen in the next 5 years for sure.
There's not been a.
If it's no woman coach has won a national championship, and if it's there's so many great women coaches out there. Like, of course we want to be one of the schools in contention. I could name 5 right now that are in contention, with women head coaches, and it's going to happen in the next 5 years. So that's important. I think it's important to see women coaching, and for our women to see women in the sport, that they can get into coaching if they want, that they can, be great role models for other players if you love the sport and you want to continue in it. So just continuing to bring in the best young women here to go off into the world and contribute to society and be great examples of BYU and what it can do for people.
Who's the best volleyball player ever? Women's.
Women's, that's a good
Is there
question.
a Michael Jordan of volleyball? Women's volleyball?
There's some great Olympians. I'd say Logan Tom is one of the absolute greatest women players, and now Jordan Larson. She's still playing with our national team. She helped Karch Karai and his staff win a gold medal in just recently, and she's going to play in Paris in 24. So
wow.
Jordan Larson, look her up, and Logan Tom, really good.
And I'm going to look up 6-pack later
Yeah, and you're going to let me know.
and know the name of that.
Origin.
Yeah, we're going to figure that
And
out.
if you guys, where do they play the national championship? Is it a tournament?
It's in Florida
Okay, if you guys go to the national
in
championship
December.
game, we will be there.
You're there?
We will be there,
All
Coach.
right.
We promise.
I love it.
Yeah, because if
Is it just for clicks, like
No.
for your own benefit?
no, and let me say this. No, it is not. We have, first of all, we've done this show for like 11 different Division I schools.
Nice.
We've only done football.
Okay.
We have like 5 or 6 million views. It's slowly becoming something
Nice.
that we didn't really expect it to be.
Cool.
Because I just wanted to go and talk to people that have and maintain great cultures, winning
Okay.
cultures. And this is the first women's program that we've done. This is the
We're
first
honored.
volleyball program we've done. We've only done football.
Wow.
So it's not for clicks.
So why are you branching into volleyball, women's volleyball?
Because of who you
Well,
are,
you,
honestly.
Coach.
Okay.
Because we look for people that, and this is not a joke. I know I've been joking. I'm the guy. But we look for people that do it the right way, but also do it the right way. Like they win while doing it the right way. And there's only a few. There's only a few that we feel very passionate about talking with. We feel like if we didn't have microphones, we could learn a lot from. And so, and that is pretty universal and you're respected like that, amongst
Thank you.
a lot of the other coaches that I thought you were on a text thread with, which you weren't.
No.
And so that
She
question
still might be, though.
Yeah, I know. I think it's like Fight Club.
I agree.
If you're on text thread, you don't talk
Don't
about
talk
It's
text
actually
thread.
Snapchat.
Can
It's
you
quicker
imagine
that way.
Can you imagine like
Saban?
Saban's on Snapchat?
How do I use this thing?
It's just like his elbow. How do I get this to go?
That would be funny.
Well,
Thank you very much.
Yeah, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
everything. We the blue is sick.
He's been talking about the blue since
I
we
can't
got
believe
here.
it.
Just the color blue?
Well, the deal is he's
This.
colorblind.
Yeah, I'm
and so
severely
blue is the one
colorblind.
color he can see.
But no, red.
And red.
But the blue is a great blue. Like if I went, we were talking to a coach. I won't say who, and he was like, "I hate the color that he has to coach, and that would be terrible.
that would be
To have
hard.
to wear it all the time.
That would be hard.
It's like I hate the color. I'm a massive Arkansas Razorback fan.
Okay.
I'm a donor. I'm a doctor. Well,
He is a doctor
I'm a doctor
of letters.
It's honorary, but I say honorary under my breath. Are they pretty good? Do you know?
They are.
They are.
They're very good. And the head coach is a former BYU guy, Jason Watson, so you might need to visit them, and his culture is amazing.
I
I'm
won't.
just saying.
You're my team. You're my volleyball team.
I like it.
And if you go and play Arkansas, we're gonna be like
They're-
BYU.
We were like neck and neck top 10, and I think they're still up there. They just beat Florida and 3-0, so they're cruising.
I saw
you might
that.
want to check them in the NCAA tournament. They're gonna
I don't give a
make
crap.
some waves.
I don't give a crap about them. But here's the thing: if you're there, we're there.
All right.
All right, Coach. We respect what you've done so much.
Thank
it's
you.
awesome, and we're gonna go and probably
Yeah.
get six-packed a bunch in a minute.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be pretty cool.
Okay, thanks for coming. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Heather.
You bet.
No, not Heather.
Oh, what do you mean?
Coach. After
Coach.
this,
Thank you, Coach Heather.
No, God dang it. All right. All right, that's it. Thank you, guys. Check out Too Much Access. Follow us on socials at 25 Whistles. We'll be back with John Middlecoff Friday. Scout does an awesome show called 3 and Out. So I was super pumped he came on the show. And I think that's it. Eddie, you got your glove on?
I got my glove
Got your whistle
and the
in your mouth?
whistle, baby.
All right. Thank you, guys. We're done. Out. See you guys next time.